I dropped out of school in the 9th grade, and for the vast majority of my childhood and young adulthood, I lived with low self-esteem, disguised as fake confidence. And then after living with so much depression, I ended up coming across The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And that movie alone completely shifted me. It caused me to believe in myself wholeheartedly, totally, from the inside out. That movie literally rocked my world. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was hearing a truth that was an actual truth. It wasn't something based on having to believe in anything outside of myself. For the first time, I heard a message that caused me to believe in me. And that was liberating for me. Completely changed everything. And that's where my journey started. In 2011, I came across the movie The Secret, and down the rabbit hole I went. I started researching every single person that was on the movie The Secret, from Dr. Joe Vitale, Bob Proctor, Rhonda Byrne, Lisa, Abraham Hicks. And a lot of people don't even know that Abraham Hicks was in the first version of The Secret. And then they took her out later on. But that movie caused me to do research about the power of humans. I started diving down the rabbit hole of neuroscience, quantum physics. Not only did I study that, I started studying Eastern spiritual traditions like Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, you name it. I went down the rabbit hole. And then I got to this place where I consumed so much information. I said, okay, everybody's saying different things, but at the core, they're saying the same things. And everything seemed to point within. And that was the common denominator that I got from all of those resources. And so I got deeply into meditation, started sitting still, observing my own thoughts, observing my own emotions. And what I discovered is that the little me, AKA the ego, and the little you, AKA your ego, is the smallest part of you, but you think it is all of you. But the ego is just an identity that we have formed over time, over different experiences, over different circumstances. And all of that is colored by our upbringing. And when I really understood that the personality that I was at the time was just an act, well, I decided that I was going to act the way I wanted to act. And so I started to act like a confident person. And I became a confident person, a real confident person. I started to act like a successful person, and I became a successful person. I started to act like a rich person. I became a rich person. I started to act like a happy person, and I became a happy person. So this is a very long way of saying that I discovered that acting will create reality. Whatever you act as is what you become, and that's what you attract. And so there's so many people on the internet that want to convince you that it's not a good thing to talk about success if you're not successful. Screw those people. And the reason why I say screw those people is because you won't have success unless you see it in your mind first. You got to see it in your mind first before you're ever going to hold it in your hands. You got to see a bigger vision. You got to imagine that you're successful before you ever become successful. You got to literally think and grow rich. And this is what they don't want you to know. Now, I'm not talking about going out there and buying a bunch of Gucci and Louis Vuitton and pretending to be a rich person in that way. I'm not talking about that. But if that's what you need to get yourself in character, I know a lot of people that do that. But for me, I just needed to become richer mentally. I needed to become richer spiritually. I needed to become richer emotionally. And that's what I started to do. And then my physical world started to match it. Now, then I hit a threshold. Okay, I hit a ceiling, if you will. And the ceiling was a ceiling that was higher than the ceiling I was living under before I started to consciously create my reality. But nevertheless, I'd hit another ceiling. My new normal became middle class, okay? And the thing is, when you go from poor to middle class, you start thinking that you're rich. Because it's a big difference between the way you used to live and the way you're now living. And then I realized there was levels to it. And for a long time, I kind of stayed in this container where I only made a certain amount of money. And that became normal. That became comfortable for me. And what I had to do is I had to leave my hometown. And the reason why I left my hometown was because in my hometown, let's just say if you make $200,000 a year in my hometown, you're one of the richest people in the town. You're rich, super rich. But I put myself in a bigger city. And being in a bigger city, you're always going to come across somebody that's richer than you. And what that will cause you to do if you have an open mind, it'll cause you to dream bigger. It'll cause you to think bigger. Now, it's not just about the material possessions, but it's about stretching the imagination. I had to put myself in an environment that inspired me. And that's what I'm here to tell you to do. First, decide how you want to live. Then start acting like you're already living that way. And then start putting yourself in environments that represent the life that you want to live. And you'll eventually have it. You'll eventually be there. I'm here to tell you that you are more powerful than you previously believed you were. That the law of attraction is definitely real. We become what we think about all day long. And we become what we feel all day long. If you think rich, you're going to grow rich. If you think poor, you're going to stay poor. If you think happy, you're going to be happy. If you think sad, you're going to be sad. That's just the way it is. I'm here to tell you that you have to think beyond your current circumstances. Think beyond where you are right now. There's been so many times in my life where I didn't know what was going to happen, how I was going to get things done, how I was going to get a bill paid. And I had to force myself to think bigger than my current circumstances. And I'm here to tell you that that's your way out. Your way out is the way in. Or should I say the way in is your way out. Turning your attention inward, learning to close your eyes, learning how to visualize, learning how to stretch your mind. And when you stretch your mind, it's going to hurt sometimes. Sometimes it would hurt me to stretch my mind. You see, when you come across a situation in life, and that situation, that adversity makes you feel pain, it means you're thinking too small. Pain is evidence that you're thinking too small. So you need to start thinking bigger. Make your dreams stretch bigger than where you are right now. It doesn't matter where you are right now physically. It doesn't matter where you are right now financially. It doesn't even matter where you are right now spiritually. If you start using your creative faculties to think bigger than where you are right now, you're going to be in a better position than you are right now. I guarantee guarantee that. Wow. I guarantee it. I guarantee that if you start using your power, your brain, your heart, your gut, and your body, these are tools that we have. If we start using these tools, there's no way things can stay the same for you. You're going to have to grow. Things will have to change. It is law. All of this stuff they're talking about, raising the vibration and all of that stuff, that's real. Man, I started raising my vibration and I started to notice different things would change. See, the matrix doesn't want you to raise your vibration. That's why you see all the stuff, all the doom and gloom, okay? You scroll through social media and you see the doom and gloom. The matrix doesn't want you to raise your vibration because they bank off of you keeping your vibration low, because when your vibration is low, you're easier to control. You know, the old way of life is, in order to be at the top, you need somebody at the bottom, right? So you got to be willing to think your way to the top so that you can leave the bottom. You got to start thinking like the elites. Start thinking like you are the Illuminati, in a good way though. Start thinking at a higher level mentally. Stop spending all your time watching sports. You watching other people play sports and you broke? You scrolling on TikTok, watching everybody else get money and you're not getting any money? You're gossiping about celebrities and you're not where you want to be at? Come on now. Is that what you're going to use your power for? It's time to level up. It's time for you to look deep inside of your soul and say, you know what? It's time for me to level up now. You got to make that choice. Nothing happened for me until I made a choice. You got to start you got to make a choice right now. Start make that choice. Write down clearly how you want to live and say, this is how I choose to live. From this moment forward, I'm living like this. I'm living like this from this day forward. I just got through telling my significant other, I said, it's helicopter time. That's the new vision. And you set that vision and you start moving in silence and only share that vision with people that can help you get closer to that vision. Surround yourself with people that want to see you grow bigger, that want to see you go for that vision that you have, people that want to support you. And if they don't want to support me, bye-bye. You don't want to support me? You're not with the cause? Guess what? I'm not answering the phone. Another thing you can start doing is everybody that wants to take from you, take your time, take your energy, take your money, take your information, stop answering the phone. I got 2 phones. I got one for the masses, okay? One for the masses, and one for the people that provide value to me. Only a handful of people got this phone number. A lot of people got this one. I don't answer that one that much. When I started ignoring all the people that just wanted to take from me, left me feeling drained at the end of the day, I would pour into these people. They would go off and use the information to get richer. And I would be left drained. I said, I gotta change. And I started giving my attention to the things that really mattered. And what really mattered was me setting my mind on a bigger vision. So I'm telling you all of that, not to brag about myself, but to say that, listen, man, I dropped out of school in the 9th grade. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I made mistakes in the past. I'm not claiming to be the richest person in the world. But I am telling you that I am financially abundant and that I live a life of ease. I blocked out the noise from everybody that told me I had to hustle. I did that in the beginning, but I think the hustling was a way for me to build a confidence to believe that I deserve to live the way that I live now. It's about systems. Set up systems that pay you over. If you want more money, set up systems that pay you over and over again. Systems. It ain't about hard work. It's about systems. When you set up systems, you don't have to work hard because the system does the working for you. And that's something I wish I would have learned a long time ago. But I'm only 40 now. I got a long time to live. A long time. I'm going to be here for a long time. Still healthy, still vibrant. But I just want you to know that you're powerful. Don't listen to the media. Stop allowing yourself to be triggered by politics. Stop caring about who voted for who. Stop worrying about the latest celebrity gossip. Stop worrying about sports. That's weird. You don't play football. You can't shoot a basketball. Why are you looking at LeBron James every night? Why are you doing that? That's weird. Get your shit together. You need to go practice. Practice visualizing. And if you need help with that, you know where to find me. It's mindmastersociety.com. Mindmastersociety.com. TTYL.